I'm going to talk about mold and chemicals, the silent genocide. You know, I once had named my biography Chemicals, the Silent Genocide, but I really didn't consider mold. It just didn't occur to me until recently that mold had played a terrible factor in damaging my brain and neurological disorders and immune system. So I've been, out of 10 days, I had one good day. I am very much affected by the atmosphere and low pressure. And the only time I'm really good is in cold. And it's a good thing I was born when I was born, because in 200 years there won't be any cold left. The polar caps will have melted. But I keep passing out every time I eat. But that's not unusual for me. I've been doing that all my life. The digestive system is damaged, and so the work to digest food, my brain just crashes. To go to school and to go to work all those years until I was, and long until recently, I always went all day without eating until 2015, and I would eat at night, and then I would usually, if I had done enough exercise like dancing or skiing or something, or researching, and I had lawsuits that I was involved in that took me all my money, and the lawyers ripped me off and never filed a charge. So, you know, so what if I'm chronically fatigued all the time at 80? What can I expect? But I really, I'm looking back and remembering now that in 1973, my basement was full of mold, and it was forced air. So obviously I was breathing it. And physically I didn't appear to react, because, you know, right now, everybody, you know, I belong now to a toxic mold group. And they're teaching me. I have nothing to teach them, because it isn't something that I spent a lot of time on until this year, when I got, Dan got mold poisoning from eating energy bars, and then I had to detox 3 or 4 times. Mold had developed in the spout in our water. But I'm looking back, and with all the pesticides in food, like I say, I was trained to make money. I wasn't trained to know anything about health, so I was a good little girl and just shut my mouth and did as I was told. Well, I wasn't a good little girl when it came to human rights, okay? Don't get me wrong. I fought like a bitch from the age of 7, the violence of my father. I fought against the rape of my girlfriend being raped by her father. You know, I've always been a fighter. And when I discovered that I had a disease caused by chemical poisoning, I fought back. But people aren't fighting back. Hunter's not fighting the system. He's just promoting all these radical treatments, and seems to be working temporarily. But you know, a year from now, he could have kidney failure and wind up on a dialysis machine in a hospital the rest of his life. That's not a solution. See, I don't know. I guess I'm just wired differently than normal people, because I never, ever, ever look at what's happening to me as that's it. I look outside of myself and around me, and the future for 200 years, and the history back 5,000 years. That's the way I automatically think. I used to joke that I'm not from this planet because I'm just not comfortable with the insanity, because it's insane what we're doing. Why would you deliberately allow yourself to be poisoned? Why would you vote for a politician who allows your community and your society to be built on industry that poisons the workers, that poisons the food, that poisons the air and poisons the water and the beverages? That's not sane. But anyway, along the way, I had strangers rescue me. And I was mainly off sugar until recently, and that's why I gained 25 pounds. Well, after getting 100% well, and after everything that I went through, which is in my biography, and I'm not going to talk about that, but I was really angry that the creator of the universe would give me a tumor, because I felt that I could do so much more for people. And I don't know why that happened to me, but it did. And all my work and everything I had to quickly, because I knew that my time was limited. The tumor is going to kill me. And I knew that the pandemic was coming, and I thought for sure COVID would kill me. I stayed in isolation, so that's why I'm still alive. But it is going to get me. I'm not going to last much longer. But mold is really, I don't have all the answers. And there are mold ways to detox the mycotoxins from your body, because they will stay in your body forever. And I've since discovered that. And that's probably why I have very brief periods where I'm okay and then I crash. But I'll have to leave that for somebody else, because I'm 80 years old and it's all I can do to get to my feet. And I just got a blizzard, so that means if I can get my brain to turn around, it keeps me up all night and I'm asleep all day. It's dyslexic, it's in reverse. And I'm really battling to turn that around. And I want to have a nice ski season. So I guess I'm just a little shout out to people. Those of you who may or may not discover me now, but discover me 200 years from now. The technology has always been available for over 100 years. And there is no reason for people to be poisoned by mold. The construction can be built so that it is mold resistant. The cars and the vehicles can be built. The technology can come up with safe, non-toxic cleaners that will completely 100% destroy the mold. So that's not for me to discover. But I will say one more time that I am alive because raw okra has a mucilage in it that will bind with toxins. And I had lost all memory and brain damage and was terminal. I make a long story short. My body's not perfect, but my brain's pretty good. So that's the detox methods that I have used and I've added to my website. But mold, going to take somebody else to come up with the answers. But people, you have to fight for your rights to not be poisoned. It's as simple as that. And I've done what I can, limitedly, and I can only hope and pray that somebody else will pick up the ball where I left off. Okay, I hope to go skiing in a couple of days, and so I'm going to cut back on being online until the spring. So have a good winter, people, and just do the best you can. And one day at a time. Fight back, not just for yourself.